The ghouls set out into the jungle. They were looking for the finest flavours to bring back to their kitchen for the grand feast of the Summer King. Deep within the jungle, it was rumoured that lay an ancient, ruined vessel of the lizard creatures. What a delectable delight the dead would be for them. So, they should be able to find something truly special for Usharan there. Little did they know, however, that not all the lizard things had perished when the ancient vessel had crashed into the realm. Saurus warriors, mighty guardians, stood tall, guarding the entrance to this sacred vessel. As they smelt the ghoul's scent upon the wind, they quickly readied themselves for battle, and as the maddened creatures charged out of the jungle towards them, battle was joined in Warhammer Underworlds, Emberguard. In today's game, we're going to be playing a Warhammer Underworlds Rivals format game. Now, in the Rivals format, players pick a pre-built 32 card deck known as a Rivals deck. A player's Rival deck is made from cards that only feature that deck's unique symbol denoted in the top right-hand corner of each card, which means if you have at least one Rivals deck and one Warband from the list below if you're going to a competitive scene, or you can use pretty much anything you want in a less organised setting, you have everything you need to join in with this format. In today's game, I'm going to be playing with the Skinnerkin. The Skinnerkin are a death warband made up of 5 different fighters. Now, each of their fighters does do some pretty nice damage, with a couple of the fighters having damage 2, the other fighters all having 3 dice to roll for their 1 damage attacks, with some grievous and ensnare on some of their fighters as well. When they do upgrade, you start to get more dice on your attacks for your fighters, which is really nice, and you're also going to see some abilities not need to be triggered on crits anymore as well. Ability wise for the Skinnerkin, first of all, your Inspire condition is immediately after you gain your 3rd or subsequent Haunch token, you inspire each friendly fighter. Now, the Perfect Cut is a ability you have where immediately after a successful attack, you gain a Haunch token. You can also, if a friendly fighter's weapon has the little fillet rune mark, have access to a weapon ability where if the attack was successful, gain a Haunch token. And your Grasping Talons as well is another ability from your flying fighter that is going to allow you to do some extra damage. Now, Calloused Hands is immediately after a friendly fighter picked as the target of an attack, you can discard a Haunch token and save rolls made for that attack count as having scored critical successes. Now, Precise Fillet as well is used as immediately after picking a friendly fighter to attack, they gain critical fillet for the attack. And More for the Pantry you can use during your power step, you pick a friendly fighter with any move and or charge tokens and can push them up to a hex. Our deck today is the Raging Slayer's Rivals deck, and this Rivals deck has its own plot. First of all, we have Raging Charge, where after we pick a friendly fighter to charge, we can give them a rage token and they count as being enraged. Raging Strike then allows our enraged friendly fighters, when they make a attack roll as part of a melee attack, they can immediately reroll one of the attack dice in that attack roll if they want to. This, however, does come with the drawback of poor footing, meaning our opponent can push us back regardless of sort of what the effects on their attack rolls are against us. Deck-wise for this is an extremely aggressive deck. It wants us to go into our opponent, take as much damage off them as we can, and really start to push the damage from turn 1. Stephen is playing with the Jaws of Itzl in today's game. The Jaws of Itzl are a 4 model warband. Now, 3 of these fighters are your Saurus warriors, and you'd also have the Sotex Venomites. You're pretty decent fighters all round, with 5 health on everyone and lots of damage on the attacks. When you start to inspire, gain some extra defensive benefits on Krojax, which is your warband's leader, but you'll also gain some extra dice on your attacks as well, with your attacks gaining Grievous from Sokar and also just going to a nice 2 range 2 damage attack on Rotak. Meanwhile, for your ability, your Inspire condition means you actually need to deal damage to your opponent in your off turn. Now, you can do this by Predatory Fighters, which is an ability where if you make a successful defense roll that contains a shield, you can inflict damage back on your opponent. Now, you've got some other cool abilities like Instinctual Control, where you can have your, immediately after you pick a target as part of an attack made by a friendly Saurus, you can pick a friendly movement, which is the little Sotic Venomites, and make them have a move. Savage Mauling allows when one of your fighters is really damaged to do some potentially big damage. And you've also got Obstinate, which you can use during the power step to pick a friendly Saurus, and they can't be driven back. Rivals deck, Stephen has gone with the Emberstone Sentinels. This is an incredibly sort of defensive deck that works nice with a warband and wants to take and hold objectives for the game. And so we are all deployed down on the board. So for the Skinnerkin, we have Gristler Tenderhook with the card skier there. You've got Kretch in the middle, Cedric on that flank with his chains, and then you've got Pudrig at the back there. For the Jaws of Itzl, in the middle of there, you have Krojax. You've then got Sokar on this flank, Rotak there, and the Sotex Venomites down on the back corner. Today's video is sponsored by Gap Games, a fantastic miniature wargaming store in Queensland, Australia. They stock a wide variety of miniature wargames from all things Games Workshop to some of my personal favourites, Conquest, The Last Argument of Kings, and all things Modifius wargames as well. Use our affiliate code in the link below to help support both this fantastic store and the channel as well. And so we'll go a roll-off to see who gets the first turn. This is for the Skinnerkin. I'm going to hammer, you got a hammer, so that is a roll-off. Reroll, I got a support, you got a hammer, so you're going to get the choice.
I'm going first.
So, first action of the round is going to be Rotak making a charge there into Cedric. And so, Rotak now making his attack after the move from that charge super action. Needs hammers, that is a crit, so that's one success. I need dodge, which I do not get damage. And so, Cedric takes 2 damage from that. So, first activation for the Skinnerkin. We're going to go with a charge super action with Kretch. And so, I will choose to enrage Kretch there with the Raging Slayer's Rivals deck ability. This means I can reroll one of my attacks. I'm going to be looking for cross swords, particularly crits, so I can get the fillet ability off. And that is, I'll reroll the hammer. It's 2 success, and so 1 defense. No, so that will be 2 damage from Kretch. And so Stephen will play Sidestep. This allows him to push a friendly fighter 1 hex, and I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to do. Your second action for the round is just going to be moving on to the objective there with Krojax. So next, I'm going to go with a move action with the Karn Skier. So move the Karn Skier over Krojax. This does mean I can use the Grasping Talons ability. You have to roll a dice. On a hammer, I can inflict a point of damage, and on a crit or cross sword, I can also push the fighter 1 hex as well. That is a support. That'll be nothing from the Karn Skier. So your next action is going to be with Sokar making a move onto the hex there. And then you're also going to activate the Sotek Venomites ability, allowing you to make a move with them.
To treat, it's a charge.
And so the Venomites go there to give some support to Rotak, sorry. I'm going to make a charge with Gristler Tenderhook there. And we're going to go and attack into Sokar. I will enrage her as well. And so going the attack with Gristler, 3 dice. Looking for cross swords, I can reroll one of these. I'm going to need reroll something. That is nothing with her attack. Stephen is going to roll his defense regardless, because he potentially can punch me back if he gets a shield here. No. Alright, Sokar is then going to attack Gristler. So, go for your attack.
Swords.
Needing swords. Nothing on your end as well. Pudrig is then going to make a charge super action as well. Alright, so Pudrig is going to make his attack. I have used Precise Fillet, so this means any crits will give me one of my Haunts tokens. So, I do get to reroll one of these. The support will be a success because of Gristler, so that'll be 3 successes. Your defense. That will not help you, so that will be an extra point. 2 points of damage actually.
Do I roll again? And
so with that, I will push Sokar back as well and follow up because I did get more crits and successes. And so we go, end of round. Stephen is going to score hold treasure token 3 or 4. I'm assuming you have 4 down there. And then Stephen will also have Supremacy. You score at the end phase if 2 or more friendly fighters with a total bounty of 3 or more hold treasure tokens. And, well, pretty easy with these big boys. I'm then going to score into the fight. Score at the end phase if my leader is in enemy territory and within 2 hexes of 2 other fighters. I am there. And so we'll go for round 2 as I have less glory. I am the underdog, so I'll get to reroll. I've got a crit, so no matter what you roll, I'm going to get the choice. And so with the first action of the round for the Skinnerkin, we're going to go and attack with Gristler Tender Hook there into Sokar. So we are going to need cross swords and supports. That is 3 successes. And so go for your defense. It is not, so that will be 2 points of damage from Gristler. And because that was a chef attacking, I do get a haunch token as standard. Because that's my 3rd one now, the entire warband will inspire. After that, I'm going to play an upgrade of Aggressive Ambusher. I'm going to play this on Pudric. Alright, Stephen's first action of the round is going to be an attack with Sokar. Who are we going into? Into Gristler, cool.
Nothing.
Nothing, ouch. Sokar's then going to use Savage Mauling. You get 4 dice, each hammer or crit, is it?
Swords.
Swords and crit, sorry. Just a point of damage, that is 1 point of damage on Gristler. We'll then go and attack with Gristler next, going again into Sokar. And so Gristler is going to go cross swords and supports. That is 2 crits, 2 successes. And Sokar gets a shield, but that's not enough. That'll be another 2 points of damage. With that 2 glory, I'm going to play Agile, and this is going to go on Gristler. Then Stephen will play Sharp Reflexes on Crojax, and then Keen Eye on Crojax as well. So Crojax makes a charge action into Gristler. And so Crojax will need hammers. That is 1. Gristler needs a shield, and I do get a reroll here. That'll do it and protect me. And after action as well, you did activate the Sotex Venomites. I'm then going to make a charge super action with Pudric. And so Pudric will attack 4 dice, needing cross swords. I can reroll one of these from being enraged. I'll reroll the only one that failed. That'll be nothing, so there's 3 successes. So that'll be 2 damage. I'm going to choose not to push Crojax from there. And so after that, Stephen will play a healing potion. So because he's not the underdog this round, he will just heal 1. I'm assuming that's going to be on Crojax.
Yep.
My assumptions would be correct. So one of those health is back on him. And so you are going to make an attack with Rotak into Kretch. That is the model there with the big giant meat cleaver. You get supports. 2 hammers, that is 2 success.
Yep.
I get supports as well. And I need dodge. Nope. That'll be 2 damage on Kretch. We'll then go a charge with Gristler Tenderhook. She will enrage herself with this as well. So 4 dice. Needing cross swords and supports here. Can re-roll that 1 fail. So that'll be 3 successes with a crit.
No, wrong dice.
Wrong dice.
I'm doing your trick.
That'll be 1 success. That won't stop me. So that will be 2 points of damage. Then after my turn, I'll play What Pain. I can pick up 2 enraged friendly fighters and heal those fighters. So I do only have 1 enraged fighter with damage on them. That is Gristler, but we'll remove her damage point for her. And so Rotak is going to attack.
He's attacking Cleaver again.
Attacking Kretch again, no worries. So you do get supports in this, so that is 2 successes for him.
Yep.
And so I got 1 dodge. That'll be nothing. 2 damage.
Yep.
And that'll be Kretch down. Thank you all for watching today's video. If you'd like to help the channel grow some more, why not consider joining up to our YouTube members? This important feature here allows us to continue to produce more and more content of the various games you like to see on the channel. It also allows you to put in requests and ask what you would like to see more of on the channel in the future. Alrighty, so priority for last round. We are going with the Skinnerkin. I got a hammer, so you will need to get a crit to get the choice. Nope, I break ties, so I'm going to choose to take it. And so we make a charge super action to begin with. With Pudrig, we are going to enrage ourselves so we can reroll one of these attack dice. I am supported there by Gristler as well. So, I can reroll the only fail. That is 3 successes with a crit.
And that's into Biko?
Yep. And so your defense is just 1. That'll be 2 damage on him, which I believe takes down the big boy.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I'm going to also score Sever the Head. This means if an enemy leader was taken down by an enraged friendly fighter's melee attack. And then going to go with Rotak, who's going to attempt to kill Cedric. Nothing I can do to stop that. Oh, that's not even the right dice, but even if it was, nothing I can do to stop that. You're going to spend some glory and play Agile on Rotak. Alright, I'm going to go and I'm going to make a charge super action with Gristler Tenderhook next. They're going to move there, which means we do move through the lethal hex and we will take that point of damage. But we're going to attack these Sotex Venomites. And so we need cross swords. We are going to enrage so we can reroll 1 and we do have supports. That is only 1 so far and that'll be 2 hits. Defense on the Venomites.
2.
You need both of these.
Dodges.
That is nothing. It'll be 2 damage. So the Venomites don't give me any glory for killing them in particular, but I do get Supreme Slayer. I scored it immediately after my leader's successful attack. If the target was slain, and that was the second or subsequent fighter slain by their leader. My leader is the region that Sokar is down and has now killed the Venomites. And so you're going to make a charge there with Rotak attempting to try and take down Gristler Tenderhook. Needing hammers. That'll be 1. I need a shield, and that is not. And with my third action, I'm going to make a charge with the Khanskier. And so 3 dice, needing cross swords. I am supported and I'm enraged, so I can reroll 1. I don't need to though. That is, although you've only got 1 defense dice, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So I will attempt to reroll back to cross swords. So 3 successes. Your defense doesn't stop, so that's a point of damage on him. And so you're going to attack Gristler Tenderhook. You will need 2 successes here to get me. That'll do. Oh, that's nothing. That is a success, but you will kill Gristler.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm going to play Knife to the Heart. I can pick an enemy fighter that is not vulnerable, so it doesn't have 1 wound remaining. That is adjacent to an enraged friendly fighter, which is the Khanskier. I can then inflict a point of damage on you and remove my rage token. And so my last action for the round is going to be an attack with the Khanskier. And so 3 dice needing crossed swords. That is 2 successes. That is a dodge. That'll be a point of damage and take him down. And so, end of the round, I am going to score Unrelenting Massacre. Score this in the end phase if all fighters on the table have charge tokens, and both of my fighters do. Thank you all for watching. We hope this battle report was enjoyable for you, and if you did enjoy it, please go check out some of our others in the playlist on the channel. If you have any questions, please drop a comment down below, and while you're there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our Discord server to check out all of our future wargaming content. Thank you all.